Hello, my name is Ariel. I am learning English. This is my story. I want to tell you about my time in London. I want to tell you how I learn English step by step. You can read my story. You can learn English with me. In our next lesson, one student asks a question. She says, I want to speak English well, but how can I practice speaking? I have nobody to talk to. The teacher smiles and says, Good question. Many students have the same problem. But don't worry, there are easy ways to practice speaking every day, even if you are alone. The student looks surprised. She says, Really? How can I speak if I am alone? The teacher says, You can speak English to yourself. It is a very good way to practice. And it is free. You can do it at home. You can do it on the way to school or work. Just talk about your day. Talk about what you see. Talk about what you do. The student listens carefully. The teacher gives examples. When you wake up, you can say, I am waking up now. I will brush my teeth. I will eat breakfast. When you are walking, say, I am walking to work. The weather is nice. I see a dog. The dog is brown. This is easy. You don't need many words. You can start with very simple sentences. Another student says, But what if I say something wrong? The teacher smiles again. It is okay to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes when they learn a new language. The important thing is to keep speaking. If you speak often, you will get better. Then the teacher gives more tips. You can also use your phone, record your voice, speak about your day, then listen to your voice. Try again. Try to say it better. This helps a lot. You can also watch short videos in English. Then try to say the same sentences. Copy how the people speak. Copy the sound. Copy the rhythm. This is how babies learn their first language. You can learn like this too. The student says, But I feel shy. I don't want other people to hear me. The teacher says, That's okay. You don't have to speak in front of people. You can speak in your room. You can speak in the shower. Or you can whisper if you want. Then the teacher writes something on the board. Small steps every day. He says, This is the secret. You don't need to speak for 1 hour. You can speak for 5 minutes, but do it every day. 5 minutes today. 5 minutes tomorrow. After 1 month, you will feel more confident. Another student says, What if I don't know some words? The teacher says, That is not a big problem. Try to say it in a simple way. For example, if you don't know the word angry, you can say, I am not happy. Or if you don't know the word bottle, you can say, the thing with water inside. This is how children speak. This is how we all start. The class nods. The teacher continues. Later you can check the correct words. You can write new words in your notebook. Try to use the new words in your next speaking practice. This way, the words will stay in your memory. Then the teacher gives one last tip. Speak English in your mind. When you are on the bus or train, think in English. Say short sentences in your head. For example, I am sitting. I am looking at people. That woman has a red bag. This is also speaking practice. The students look happy. The first student says, "So I can practice speaking even if I am alone?" The teacher says, "Yes, you can. Speak to yourself. Record your voice. Copy videos. Think in English. Do it every day. You will see big progress." After class, I walk home. I try to speak English in my head. I am walking. I see a cat. The cat is sleeping. It is fun. I feel good. I feel that I can do it. English is not so difficult. I just need to practice a little every day. When I get home, I say, "I am home now." I smile. This is my first step. Lesson 2. How to improve your accent. The next day at school, our teacher talks more about accents. She says that it is good to understand different accents, but it is also important to speak with a clear accent. One student asks, "How can I speak with a good accent? I want people to understand me." Our teacher says, "That is a good question. Many people have this problem. They know the words, they speak English, but people don't understand them well because of their accent." The student asks, "So what can I do to make my accent better?" The teacher says, "There are simple things you can do. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to sound like a person from London or New York. But you can learn to speak more clearly. You can learn to pronounce the words better. We all listen carefully. We want to speak clearly too." The teacher says, "First, you must listen to a lot of good English. You can listen to audiobooks. You can listen to people on the news. You can listen to English podcasts. Choose speakers who speak slowly and clearly." Then she says, "When you listen, don't just listen. Repeat what you hear. Stop the audio after one sentence. Say the sentence. Try to say it in the same way. Try to copy the sounds." Another student says, "But I feel strange when I do that. I don't sound like the speaker." The teacher smiles and says, "That is okay. At first, it feels strange. But if you do it every day, it becomes easier. After some time, you will sound better. You will sound more clear." She adds, "This method is called shadowing. You listen, then you speak. Like a shadow. It helps a lot." She writes the word shadowing on the board. I like this idea. I want to try it at home. Then the teacher says, "You can also read aloud. Take a short story. Read it slowly. Read it aloud. Listen to yourself. Try to speak clearly. You can even record your voice." She says, "When you hear your own voice, you can hear your mistakes. Then you can try again. It is a good way to practice." Another student says, "But sometimes I don't know how to say a word." The teacher says, "That's normal. You can use an online dictionary. Many dictionaries have audio. You can listen to the correct pronunciation. Then you can say it too." She also says, "Speak slowly. If you speak too fast, your words are not clear. When you speak slowly, people understand you more." Then she tells us a story. One of my students was from Brazil. She had good grammar. She knew many words, but people didn't understand her. She spoke very fast, and her accent was very strong. So we worked on her pronunciation. She listened to English every day. She practiced shadowing. She read aloud. After 3 months, she spoke more clearly. People started to understand her. We all feel happy when we hear this story. It gives us hope. After class, I go home and I remember the lesson. I want to practice too. I open a video on YouTube. The speaker speaks slowly and clearly. I stop the video after every sentence. I say the sentence. I try to copy the sound. At first, it is not easy, but I try again. I do it for 10 minutes. I feel good. I feel that my mouth is working in a new way. The next day, I do it again. Only 10 minutes, but I enjoy it. At work, I speak slowly to a customer. I think about my words. I speak more clearly. The customer understands me. I feel happy. In the evening, I read a short story aloud. I speak slowly. I listen to my voice. It is not perfect, but it is better than before. I think about my teacher's words. She said, "You don't need to be perfect. You just need to speak clearly and practice every day." So I decide to practice every day. Only 10 minutes. I can do it. I want to speak better. I want people to understand me. This is my new goal. I want to improve my accent, and I know now how to do it. With practice, I will speak English more clearly. People will understand me. I will feel more confident. Yes, I can do it. Lesson 3. What you can do at your level. The next day, I meet my teacher again. I tell her about the Japanese ladies. I tell her that they came back to our cafe. I also tell her that I spoke to them in simple English and they understood me. My teacher is happy. She says, "Very good." You see, when you use English that is right for the other person's level, it helps a lot. Then she says, "Let's speak more about levels. It is important to know what you can do at your level. It helps you to learn better." We listen. She says, "You are now at the 2,000-word level. That is great. You can already speak about many things. You can ask and answer questions. You can talk about your day, your job, your family. You can speak with other people who are learning English too." I feel good when I hear this. I know that I can do many things in English now. Then the teacher says, "But you can't speak about everything. You still don't know many words, so when you don't know a word, try to explain it. Try to use other words. This is what good learners do." One student asks, "Can you give us an example?" The teacher says, "Yes." Let's say you don't know the word glove. You can say, "A thing for your hand when it's cold." People will understand. We smile. This is useful. Then the teacher says, "When you speak with someone, listen carefully. If they don't speak English well, use short and easy sentences. Speak slowly. This helps them. And it helps you too. You learn how to explain things in an easy way." I remember how my boss did this. I want to be like her. Our teacher continues, "Some people say, 'My English is not good, so I can't speak.' But that is not true. You can always say something. Even one sentence can help." She says, "Don't wait until your English is perfect. It will never be perfect. Use the English you know now." I like this. It makes me feel brave. Then she says, Let's speak about learning more words. Do you remember how many words you need to speak well? We all say 3,000 words. She says, yes. 3,000 is a good goal. You don't need to know 10,000 words. With 3,000 words, you can do a lot. You can talk to most people. You can travel. You can work. You can make new friends. One student asks, "How do I know how many words I know now?" The teacher says, "There are some tests online. You can check your level, but don't worry too much. Just keep reading and listening. You will learn more words every day." After school, I go home and think about the lesson. I want to know more words. I want to understand more. So I decide to read something in English every day. At home, I open a simple English website. I read one short story. I see some new words. I don't stop. I try to understand the story. Most of it is easy. Some words are new. I guess what they mean. After the story, I write 3 new words in my notebook. I write 1 sentence for each word. This is my new habit. 3 new words every day. The next day, I go to work. The Japanese ladies come again. They smile. I smile too. I ask, "How are you today?" They say, "We are good." "Thank you." We talk a little more. I feel good. I am using my English. I am not afraid. I know my level. I speak slowly and clearly. I use the words I know. They understand me. At school, I tell my teacher about this. She says, "Great work. You are doing everything right. This is how you grow." Then she says, "Each day, do a small thing in English. Read 1 short story. Watch 1 short video. Speak for 5 minutes. Write 3 sentences. It is not a lot, but it helps." We all agree. 1 small thing each day is easy. I tell myself, I can do this. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to practice a little every day. I am learning. I am growing. I am moving forward. And I know that I will learn 3,000 words. One day I will speak with everyone. I will understand. And I will be confident. Lesson 4. What to do when you are shy. The next day I go to school again. We speak more about shyness. Many students feel shy. I feel shy too sometimes. One student says, "I want to speak English, but I feel afraid. My heart beats fast. I don't want to speak." Our teacher says, "Yes, I understand." I know this feeling very well. Many students feel the same. They are afraid to speak. They think they will make a mistake. Then she says, "But it is okay to make mistakes. We all make them. I make them too when I speak other languages. You can learn from your mistakes." She tells us, the first step is to speak even when you feel shy. You don't have to speak a lot. Just 1 short sentence is enough. Say, "Hello," or "How are you?" It is a good start. Then she says, if you feel too shy to speak to people, speak to yourself. Speak at home. Speak in your room. Say what you are doing. Say what you see. For example, I am brushing my teeth. I am making tea. I see a bird. We listen. This is easy. I can do this at home. She says, this helps you get used to speaking. Later, it will be easier to speak to others. You will feel more comfortable. Then she adds, another good idea is to speak with other English learners. They are also shy. They understand your feelings. You can speak together and help each other. One student says, "But what if people laugh at me?" The teacher says, "Good question. People who learn languages don't laugh at others. They understand. But even if one person laughs, you must not stop. Remember, you are learning. You are trying. That is very good." She looks at us and says, "You are already better than many people. You are learning something new. That is a brave thing to do." I feel better when I hear this. Then the teacher says, "Let's talk about a small exercise. Every day, say one sentence in English to someone. It can be a friend. It can be your teacher. It can be someone at work. One sentence every day." She continues, "After 1 week, it will be easier. After 1 month, it will be normal. You will not feel so shy anymore." We all agree. One sentence a day is not too much. Then one student says, "Sometimes I want to say something, but I forget the word. I feel very bad. I don't want to try again." The teacher says, "That is okay. It happens to everyone. It even happens to native speakers. When this happens, don't stop. Try to say the word in another way." She gives an example. You don't know the word umbrella. You can say, "a thing for rain." People will understand. She adds, "This is called describing." You already do this in your language. You can do it in English too. You only need to practice. Then she says, "You can train this skill. You can look at objects in your house. Try to describe them in English. Do it aloud. Say everything you know about them. For example, this is a cup. I drink from it. It is made of glass." She calls this thinking aloud. She says, "If you do this often, you will be better at describing things. Then, even if you forget a word, you can still speak." After class, I go home. I try this new idea. I take a spoon and speak about it. It is metal. I eat soup with it. It is small. I feel a little strange, but it helps me practice. The next day at work, a customer asks me something. I don't understand one word, but I stay calm. I ask him to repeat. Then I say what I think he means. He says, "Yes, that's right." I feel happy. I didn't stop. I tried. It worked. Later that day, I say one English sentence to a new customer. Just a short one. "Do you want sugar?" She says, "Yes, thank you." We both smile. I think about our lesson. It is true. I am shy, but I can still use English. I can still speak. I don't have to wait for perfect English. I can practice now. And every time I speak, I feel less shy. I know that I am learning, step by step, day by day. Lesson 5. Who is talented? Friday evening, I go to the school party. I feel happy. I want to speak more English with my classmates. I want to practice. I also want to speak with Sophia. At the party, I see many people from our class. They smile and say hello to me. I say hello to them too. The music is nice, the food is good. We are all speaking English. It is fun. Then I see Sophia. She is standing near the table with snacks. I walk to her and say, "Hello, Sophia. How are you?" She smiles and says, "I am good, thank you. This party is very nice." We start to talk. We use simple English. We don't speak fast. We help each other. I feel good. I speak English and I understand Sophia. She understands me too. After a few minutes, she says, I am happy that I came to this party. I was a little shy, but now I feel better. I say, me too. I think this is a good way to practice English. We both laugh. It is true. Speaking English at a party is also practice. Later that evening, our teacher comes to the party. She talks with some students. Then she comes to us and says, I see you two are speaking in English. Very good. Sophia says, yes, I try to speak more now. I remember what you said today about talent. I think maybe I am also talented. The teacher smiles. She says, that's good. When you believe in yourself, you learn faster. Always remember, if you can speak your language, you can also learn English. We all agree. I feel proud of myself and proud of my classmates. Then our teacher tells us a little story. She says, some years ago I had a student. His name was Ahmed. At the beginning, he didn't believe in himself. He was always quiet. He never spoke in class, but he was very good at drawing. One day, I asked him to draw pictures for an English story. He did it. It was beautiful. After that, he started to speak more in class. He said, if I can draw, maybe I can learn English too. Now he works in a company and speaks English every day. We all like this story. It gives us hope. Then I say to our teacher, I think I am also talented. I play tennis very well. She says, that is great. And now you can use that feeling to learn English too. She says, when you feel good about yourself, you learn better. Don't say I can't. Say I will try. We talk more, and the evening is very nice. I speak English with other students. Some are from Brazil, some are from Italy. One student is from Turkey. We all speak English, even if it's not perfect. That doesn't matter. We practice, we learn. After the party, I walk home. I think about the day. I think about what the teacher said. I think about talent. Before, I didn't know if I had a talent for languages. Now, I know that I do. I just need to practice more. I don't have to be the best. I only have to do my best. At home, I write in my notebook. I am talented. I can learn English. I will speak more. I will practice every day. The next morning, I wake up and feel excited. I want to learn more. I want to read. I want to listen to English. I want to speak. I remember what our teacher said. Do not compare yourself with others. Just compare yourself with who you were yesterday. This is very true. Yesterday, I was more shy. Today, I speak more. Tomorrow, I will speak even better. I feel happy that I study in this class. I have good classmates. I have a great teacher. I have new friends. I also have a new belief. I can learn English. Maybe I am not super talented, but I am talented. I can grow. I can improve. If you are reading this, remember, you are talented too. If you can speak your own language, then you can learn English. Just keep going. Just keep trying. And one day, you will say, yes, I did it. Lesson 6. How to speak fluently. After the lesson on Monday, I go home and think about what our teacher said. I want to speak English fluently. I want to practice more. I want to feel more confident when I speak. I remember the Brazilian boys from the party. They were not afraid to speak. They made jokes. They had fun. Their English was simple, but they spoke without stopping. That is fluency. I want to do the same. I want to speak like them. So, I start with something easy. At home, I speak aloud about my day. I say, I go to school. I meet my friends. We speak English. I eat lunch. I go home. I speak slowly. I don't stop. It feels strange at first, but I keep going. The next day, I go to school. I tell the teacher that I try thinking aloud. She says, "Very good. This is the right step. Now do it every day." She tells the class, fluency is like walking. At first, you fall. But after many tries, it becomes easy. Your legs know how to walk. The same is true for speaking. At first, it is hard. But if you speak often, it becomes easy. One student asks, "Can I become fluent in 1 month?" Our teacher smiles. She says, "It is possible to improve a lot in 1 month, but you must speak every day. You must speak aloud. Not only think in your head, you need to move your mouth." Another student says, "Sometimes I want to speak, but I don't know what to say." The teacher says, "That is normal. You can speak about your day. You can say what you see. For example, I see a red car. It is small. It is fast." Say what you know. Don't wait for perfect words. Just speak. Then she gives us a little task. She says, "This week, speak aloud for 5 minutes every morning. Talk about what you are doing, or talk about what you will do. You can do it while you get ready for school or work." I decide to try this. The next morning, I wake up and say, "I am brushing my teeth. I am wearing my shoes. I am going to school." It is easy. It also helps me remember simple verbs and words. I enjoy it. That day at school, I tell my classmates. Some of them try it too. We all agree that it helps. After school, I go to the cafe. At work, I speak to many customers. Some speak fast. Some speak slow. I try to listen carefully. Then I answer. I speak slowly, but I don't stop. I remember what the teacher said. Don't pause too long. Keep speaking. In the evening, I speak with my roommate. He is also learning English. We speak for 15 minutes. We ask easy questions. How was your day? What did you eat? What did you do today? It feels nice. We both speak and help each other. The next morning, I do thinking aloud again. I talk about the weather. I say, "It is cold today." I see gray clouds. I wear my jacket. I feel better each time I speak. I don't need to stop so often. My words come faster now. On Thursday, our teacher asks, "Who is trying to speak every day?" Many students raise their hands. She smiles and says, "Good job. This is how you learn to speak fluently." One student says, "Sometimes I speak and I make mistakes." Our teacher says, "That's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. But don't stop speaking. The more you speak, the fewer mistakes you make." Then she says something important. Fluency is not about using big words. It is about using the words you know without stopping. If you speak every day, you will get better. That evening, I practice again. I speak for 10 minutes while cooking. I say, I cut the tomato. I put it in the pan. I cook the rice. It feels natural now. I am proud of myself. I know more words. I speak more easily. I still make some mistakes, but I speak. I tell myself, I can do it. I am becoming fluent, step by step. If you want to speak fluently, speak every day. Speak aloud. Speak with friends. Speak to yourself. Just speak. Fluency will come. Lesson 7. What is the best school? The next lesson, one of the students asks an interesting question. She says, "Next week I am going home. I would like to continue studying in my country. I don't know how to choose a good school there. Could you help me? How do I know if the school is good or not?" Our teacher says, "This is a very good question. I believe that when you read, listen, and speak a lot, you don't have to go to a school. You will learn English naturally by using it. But if you want to pay for your education, a good teacher can help you learn faster." If you want to know if your school is good, before the first lesson of the course, go to www.testlanguages.com. There you can find how many words you know. After 5 lessons at the new school, do the test again, and you can see how many new words you know. If you are happy with your progress, you can continue paying for your lessons. It is also important that you enjoy every lesson and you look forward to the next one. It is important to enjoy every activity which you do with English. I also give private lessons via Skype. If you are interested, I can teach you via Skype. If you don't find a good school in your town, you can contact me and I can help you. "This is great," says the student. "I want to have private lessons with you via Skype." This is great news for me. I didn't know that it was possible to have a private lesson with my teacher. Soon, I am also going back to my country, and I want to have private lessons with my teacher. When you go to school, you have to see your progress and enjoy every lesson. Lesson 8. What to do when you need help. On Wednesday, I go to school again. Today, Monica has a question for our teacher. She asks, "How do you know all this? Where did you learn information about studying languages?" Our teacher smiles and says, "There are many ways I get information about learning languages. The first way is through experience. I started to teach 7 years ago. I have many years of experience. When I teach you, I observe what works and what doesn't work. Then I use only things that help." She continues, "I also study materials about learning languages on the internet. When I find something interesting, I test it in one of my classes. If it works, I use it in all other classes. I have a good friend. She is also a teacher, and we often speak about the best way to learn languages. Sometimes she gives me good tips for my classes. There is also another way I get information. It is usually during moments when I have a question, but I can't find an answer to this question. During these moments, I go and visit my magic park, and I get the answer there." Monica looks curious and asks, "This is interesting. How do you get the answers in the magic park? Where is the magic park? Can we go there too?" Our teacher says, "What I want to tell you now is not real to everybody. If it sounds crazy, I am sorry, but you asked for it, so I am giving you the answer." She explains, I believe that if you have a question and you ask the universe for an answer, the answer comes. When I have a question, I go to the magic park. I sit on a bench. I relax my body. I breathe slowly and I try to stop my thinking. Then I ask the question. This is all. Sometimes the answer comes as a new idea in my head. Sometimes somebody who I meet later tells me something that helps me get the answer. Sometimes I watch an interesting video on the internet, and I find the answer there. Sometimes the answers come the next day in the morning when I wake up. What is interesting is the fact that the answers usually come. I am very happy when they come. As I said, you don't have to believe what I am telling you, but this is what I do and how it works for me. The park is not very far from here. It is a 10-minute walk. A lot of people go to the park to relax. It is beautiful. It has a very nice atmosphere. I call it a magic park because it is magical for me. Monica smiles and says, "Thank you for sharing this with us. I will try it." I think about what our teacher said. It is interesting. I wonder if I can also find answers in the magic park. Later, I tell my friend about the magic park. She is curious too. We decide to go to the park together. When we arrive at the park, we sit on a bench. We relax and breathe slowly. We think about our questions. We ask the universe for answers. After some time, we feel calm. We talk about our ideas. We share our thoughts. We feel better. I realize that asking for help is important. When I have a problem with something, I can ask for help. I can go to the magic park. I can also ask my teacher or my friends. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It is a way to learn and grow. It is okay to not know everything. It is okay to ask questions. I feel happy that I can learn in different ways. I can learn from my teacher. I can learn from my friends. I can learn from the magic park. Learning is a journey. It is not always easy, but with help and practice, I can improve. I am grateful for the support I have. I am thankful for the opportunities to learn. I know that I can continue to grow and become better. When you have a problem with something, ask for help. You can find answers in many ways. Keep learning and keep growing. Lesson 9. Summary. The next day, one girl asks our teacher an interesting question. She says, "Thank you for the information you give us on how to learn English. Can you give us a summary? Can you give us some rules about what we can do every day to learn English well?" Our teacher says, "Okay, I can give you a simple summary." She smiles and says, "If you want to speak English well, you need to do 3 things. You need to read, listen, and speak. You already know this, but I want to say it again." She continues, "What is important is that you do all 3 activities. You must do them the same amount of time. If you only do 1 or 2 things, your English will not improve fast. But when you do all 3, your progress is better." Our teacher says, "From my experience, it is best to use English for 90 minutes every day. You don't need to study with a book. Just use English actively." "Let me explain every activity," she says. First, reading. You should read for 30 minutes every day. This is the minimum. Do not read to study grammar. Read to enjoy the text. Read to get new information. Read something that is interesting for you. You can read stories, news, or short books. Next is listening. Listen to English for 30 minutes every day. You can listen to audiobooks, news, or podcasts. At the beginning, choose simple English. Later, you can listen to normal English. When you know 2,000 words, you can watch movies or videos. Then comes speaking. This is very important. Speak English for 30 minutes every day. Speak to real people if possible. Speak to your friends, colleagues, or teacher. If you don't have anybody, you can still practice speaking. She says, use shadowing. Listen to audio and repeat after the speaker. Try to say the same words with the same rhythm. It helps a lot. Or use thinking aloud. Talk to yourself in English about your day, your plans, your dreams. Say everything in English. I do this when I learn Spanish. Then our teacher smiles and says, you see, learning English is not difficult. It is simple. You just need to read, listen, and speak every day. That's all. You already know how to do it. Thank you, says the girl. This is great information. You are the best teacher. I am also happy that the girl asked this question. This is my last day at school. I wanted to know what to do after I leave. Now I know how to continue. During the 4 weeks in this class, I learned a lot. My English is better now. I understand more. I can speak better. I feel more confident. Our teacher knows this is my last day. She asks me if I want to say something to the class. I stand up. I say, thank you. I am very happy that I studied in this class. I met many nice people. I learnt many things. I will miss you all. I write my email address on the board. I tell everybody that they can write to me. Then I say goodbye. I feel a little sad, but I know I must continue. Now, it is 1 year later. I still remember my teacher. I still follow her advice. Every day, I read for 30 minutes. I listen for 30 minutes. I speak for 30 minutes. These 90 minutes changed my life. Today, I know 4,000 English words. I understand movies. I can write emails. I can speak with people from many countries. I also have a new job. I teach English to beginners. They know only 500 words. It is a good start for them. I help them grow step by step. I remember how I started. I know how they feel. I give them all the tips from my teacher. I want them to be successful too. One day they will speak English well. They will help other people like I do now. When you want to learn English, remember this. Read every day. Listen every day. Speak every day. Do each activity for 30 minutes. This is the way to success.